You're listening to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon, presented by 92.9 Tom FM, an iHeart radio station.
Hello and welcome to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon. I'm Kyle. Pop Culture Weekly is your weekly dose of news, views, reviews, interviews on music, movies, TV, everything you love in pop culture. It is episode 19. Can't believe it. And I have the one and only Courtney Lane.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
I know it has been a while.
And it's funny because I feel like the last time I was on, we talked about a superhero movie.
Yeah, DC versus Marvel.
Yeah, there you go. And this is what we're about to do again.
Yeah.
So I'm stoked.
Yeah, so this week we are celebrating everything Avengers Endgame because, well, we'll get into that. So let's start out with what's out. What's out? Black Bear. You know Black Bear?
Uh-huh.
I love Black Bear.
He was supposed to come to Firefly, or maybe he is coming to Firefly this year.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes, I cannot wait. I love Black Bear. His new album is out. It's called Anonymous. And he's just so unique. He's like a true artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I really do like his overall vibe.
Yeah, like he does his own thing, and I don't know, and he's just so cool. I just love him.
That's cool.
So yeah, so that's out this week. Vampire Weekend.
I love Vampire Weekend. They're one of those bands who are just like, yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. Their album, Father the Bride, is out this week. And then Taylor Swift's Me, which that came out last week, but we're gonna talk about that.
Oh yeah, we have to.
Coming up in Hot Clips. But in movies, Ugly Dolls, which actually looks really good.
Yeah, it's a very interesting cast, isn't it? Like Kelly Clarkson and Blake Shelton.
Yes.
And like all these people, you're like, I never would have put you guys in a movie together, but I'm excited for that. I feel like it'll be cool.
Yeah, I really like it. And the lead single from the soundtrack is Kelly Clarkson's Broken and Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that song.
She's just amazing.
She's
a powerhouse.
She really is. And then also coming out this week is The Intruder and Long Shot.
I'm not sure about The Intruder just because I don't really like suspenseful stuff. I cannot handle it. I mean, I can't even watch an episode of like Law and Order or Criminal Minds without being like, oh my God. It's seriously bad. So those
not
are
even
things.
Law and Order?
No, I don't know what it is. Like it just creeps me out. Like you're like, oh, this could happen to me, or anything that may be suspenseful. If I'm going to see it, I can't see it in the theater. It'll stress me.
See, so I love horror, but
Yeah.
I can't watch true life, like real crime documentary show and movies things.
If they're more realistic, it's like it gets creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
I can watch a masked man, a masked man, stalk people on Halloween, but I can't watch like Ted Bundy,
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness, and that's a whole other thing with like the new Zac Efron stuff. Like, ooh, that's
and I love Zac Efron, so I'm
Me
really
too.
like gonna be torn on that one.
Well, I heard something that he was like having a hard time disassociating from the character, and I'm like, oh no,
That's creepy.
that's bad.
Yeah.
That's so bad because we've seen that type of story before in Hollywood, and it never turns out great.
Yeah,
so
that's
I hope
really
that
creepy.
that help something happens and he gets the help or whatever it is.
Yeah, he needs to do like a Pixar movie next or something.
Yeah, right.
Get into that character.
Yep.
And then The Long Shot. I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah, me too. And I really like
Charlize?
Yes,
Yeah.
Theron. Yeah, she's really good. And I'm pretty sure what's her name? Lisa Kudrow's in it. I'm not
Is
sure.
she? Oh yeah. I did
and
see
I just
that.
like
Yeah.
I don't care what she's doing. I just love her.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, so that is what's out this week. Next up, of course, is what we consume this week. What did we consume this week? So this week, listen to the new Taylor Swift, which we're going to still talk about in Hot Clips. But I love that song. And, of course, I saw Avengers Endgame.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Which we're going to get all into. I also watched... Nope, it went away.
You
There was
just
something
forgot.
else. Yeah, there's
well,
something
you know
else
what?
I saw.
Avengers plus a new Taylor Swift, I feel like that's a lot
Exactly.
for one person to consume anyway,
Exactly.
so we're good.
Yeah. And I did, and Madonna's new single, Medellin, is really great. Have you heard it?
Yeah, I have. It's really cool.
Yeah, so it's like reggaeton, and it features like Maluma, and I love it. I love that.
I've been meaning to ask you about, what you thought about all this, because she was coming up in the news and stuff for all of her new releases and her plans, and I know you're a huge fan, so I was wondering how you felt about it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, and I just love how she's always fresh, and it's always, you never know what to expect. And I actually talked to my buddy Monty in episode 18, which was last week's episode, and he's a longtime collaborator of hers, and we talked about the new single and his life on the road with her, and so that was really cool. But I'm loving it, and I'm excited for the new era.
Yeah, I agree. And I like that. She's a true artist. She's been around for all this time, and she always finds a way to keep it like fresh and interesting, but still her.
Absolutely.
And I think that's really cool.
Absolutely, yeah. And actually, we have a story for her in Hot Clips. What did you consume this week?
Well, I watched that as a I don't dislike Taylor Swift, and I'm not a huge fan, but I watched that video quite a few times. And I just saw Avengers Endgame. I missed the weekend opening due to work and stuff, but I went Monday and saw it, and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, wow, 3 hours and you don't even notice it's 3 hours. It's
exactly,
crazy.
yeah.
So I'm excited about where they're going to take it, and we'll talk about that.
All right, cool. All right, well, let's get into Hot Clips so then we can get into Avengers Endgame. Hot Clips.
You need like a sizzling sound effect.
Ooh,
It's corny.
I get it now. It took me a second. Okay, Hot Clips. So, speaking of Madonna spends $5 million of her own money for her performance at the Billboard Music Awards this week. It is apparently going to be a 7-minute performance that features holograms and CGI, and it's going to be unlike any other performance that we have seen from anyone on television.
I think this is interesting because I'm sure each artist gets like a budget for this type of award show. So I'm wondering like how much, I mean, if you need to spend $5 million, like
of your
how
own
much,
money.
Yeah, how much is the budget, and like what are you doing so much that's going to exceed? I mean, CGI is really expensive, so that's exciting.
Yeah, so I'm really, really looking forward to that performance. And then, of course, the Taylor Swift Me video.
Oh my gosh. It was like the most visually pleasing thing I've seen ever, probably.
Yeah.
It was so pretty.
It is so fun.
Yeah.
And I got to say, you and I were talking about it when it came out. I love it. It's a great video. It's very like pastels and like happy. It reminds me of like a kid's movie or something. It's very fun.
Yeah, well, it's a duet too, so you would notice, I feel like it could happen in a Broadway musical almost.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
that's
really
a
what
good...
it's very theatrical. So I like it. And like I said, I don't dislike Taylor Swift. I don't absolutely stan her or anything. Like, she comes out with music, it's catchy. I keep about my day. However, I am a diehard Panic at the Disco fan. I've loved them since like they came out. So it's always interesting to see Brendan Urie, to me, kind of come out with this stuff. And I remember, everyone's getting excited about it. So then Thursday night, she's like, oh, by the way, Brendan Urie's in this. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So then like I had to stay and watch it. And I really liked the energy that they both had, because he's very theatrical, and obviously she does all of these just high-end music videos. So seeing the two of them work together, I thought was very interesting.
Absolutely.
And I think it really worked for them.
It really does.
Just all the outfits and the fun, the small little details. I mean, it was really just well thought out. I mean, I can't even imagine how much planning. Everywhere you look, there's something.
Yeah.
And that's just like, that's setting the bar for music videos. You know what I mean?
It really is. There was a ton of obviously press covering the video and going down to the very minute details that I wouldn't have noticed. One was, there was a scene where there's a wall of photos of chickens with sunglasses. One of the photos, it's the only photo that's not baby chicks, is the actual Dixie Chicks.
Oh, really?
It's a picture of the Dixie Chicks.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah, me either. And then somebody did a screenshot, and I was like, oh, so they're like, they think that there's going to be a duet with the Dixie Chicks on the album. There's like all these clues to this new era for Taylor Swift.
Right.
And some of them, she's kind of pointed out, because like she's saying, you guys haven't figured out the album yet, and it's like the clue is like glaring you in the face in the music video, and like nobody's figured it out. So I was being funny, and I was like, oh, Cool Chicks or something. And then I was like,
I did see that
spelling
on Twitter.
is fun or something.
Yeah. It's just going to be a whole alphabet album.
Exactly,
like,
yeah.
This one's M for me, and then she's going to come out with 25 others.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So Woodstock 50 is now canceled.
I that.
Disappointed about because I was supposed to cover it.
Oh, well, that sucks.
So
I'm like, I guess that's not happening.
yeah. So that kind of sucks. Apparently, the investors pulled out because they're worried that the actual venue, the fields, can't handle 100,000 people, which is what they were expecting. And there's not enough plumbing and all that stuff. So I think they're kind of trying to preemptively prevent a fire festival fiasco.
But wouldn't you think of that before you chose the venue?
Exactly.
Like, what?
Exactly.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
I thought like maybe there was an issue because I know they pushed back ticket sales. So I was like, well, maybe they're having like a lineup issue or like maybe they're worried about attendance. I didn't think that would be an issue just because it's such a monumental name.
Right.
But that's weird. Like you'd think you would think about like this is a legacy of a festival.
Yeah.
You should probably plan a little bit better. I don't know. Just personally.
Yeah, before you announce it, like
Right,
maybe,
exactly.
make sure that you can handle 100,000
Yeah,
people
like
in a
that
field.
really doesn't make any sense to me. That's
Yeah,
weird.
I was very confused. Mike Posner. I love Mike Posner.
Yes, and I saw all your stuff on your Instagram story about you guys walking together. So, like, tell me about that.
Yeah, so he released a new album called A Real Good Kid last month, and instead of doing a tour, he's actually doing a walk across America. So he started in Asbury Park, New Jersey, and is literally walking to Venice Beach, California.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it is like, 4,000 miles or something that he is walking. It's going to take him like 8 months. And so I went to his pop-up show in Allentown and arrived early. And actually, he arrived early. And this was a complete ninja show, so it wasn't ticketed. It was just like on Instagram, hey, I'm playing at the park. So I was like, whatever. So I went and got a chance to have some alone time with him and told him about this one particular song that means a lot to me. And he ended up playing that first and kind of like nodded and winked at me as he did it. And that was like a very special moment for me.
Yeah.
Then we ended up talking afterwards, and they were saying that they were going to this place that I've been wanting to go, Centralia, Pennsylvania, which, if you've ever seen Silent Hill, is what Silent Hill is like based off of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this abandoned town in Pennsylvania that used to be a mining town. So there's all this coal underneath. Well, the coal caught fire. So the entire underground is burning. So it wasn't safe for people to live there. And so it's just this really weird abandoned town in the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
So anyway, so I met up with them and we explored this town together, a few days after the show. Just really had a nice time. Like it was awesome. The reason that he is doing this is incredible. His father passed almost 2 years ago from brain cancer, and then Avicii, who was a good friend of his, passed last year. And it was always on his bucket list. And so he decided, you know what? Why am I waiting? I want to do this now. Forget the tour. I want to do this. Now is the time. So he decided to do it. And it's very inspirational to me. I love him completely as an artist. And as a human, he is incredible. He's an incredible human being. And it's very inspirational to me. He's very inspirational to me. And I love him, and I love what he's doing with this. So shout out to Mike Posner for being an amazing human being, an amazing artist, and so inspirational to so many people.
Yeah, he seems very transparent, and I like that.
Yeah.
Like he's very open with his journey, and like he's on his own journey for self growth.
Yes.
And like obviously that's going to inspire a lot of people. He's got a following, and I think he's using that for good,
Right.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
And I love seeing when people who have a following decide to do something like that. Like that's just really inspirational. And he could be making all this money with a tour, but he's deciding to do something that's just more self-fulfilling, and that's awesome.
Exactly. And then he's doing these shows along the way and not charging fans.
Exactly. Like, I mean, some people will never have the chance to go see a live concert. I mean, not everybody has that opportunity, and he's popping up at random places where there might not be a concert venue around.
Right.
So that's even cooler.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I just absolutely adore him. Mike, thank you for what you did for me, and thank you for what you're doing to inspire people everywhere. So you are a true G. You're the real MVP. And, shout out to my man, Colin. You are the rock star behind the scenes, brother. So thank you to him, too. You both. You the MVPs. All right. Avengers Endgame. We're going to, the whole purpose of this episode is Avengers Endgame Celebration, but the box office for
Oh my gosh.
Avengers Endgame.
And I knew it would happen. Like, you just have to know at this point.
Yeah.
Like, this has been well anticipated since 2008?
Yeah.
Like, we are talking 12 years almost in the making. And now it's going to finally come to fruition. Like, people came out of the woodwork to see this. People watched movies just to see this because it's such a pop culture influence. Like, even if you're not, if you've never read a comic book, if you could not care less about any superheroes, you've probably seen at least one of these movies.
Absolutely.
So that's just, I wasn't surprised, but it's crazy.
Yeah, $1.2 billion in its opening weekend.
Yeah.
You know, a hit movie for many movies, you know, for, say, a mid-budget movie at $50 million, a hit would be $150 million. You know,
exactly.
Total,
Yeah,
ever.
Yeah, ever. No,
this is
opening
1.2
weekend.
billion in one weekend. That's insane.
And I know a lot of people personally who were like, I'm not going to go opening weekend. It's too crazy. And then they kind of, like I did, I went Monday. Of course, I had to keep my head down from all social media until then. But so there's not even, obviously a lot of people are seeing it opening weekend, but there's going to be more.
Right.
It's going to be leading for a long time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. And that, you know, that's a great segue into our feature presentation. Meow, 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 meow. Our feature presentation is the Avengers Endgame Celebration. Woohoo! So I gotta say, it was an almost spiritual experience for me.
Okay, I probably understand, but I just want to say, how was it sitting on the floor? Because
yeah, so let me
crazy.
explain this. So when tickets went on sale, which we talked about this on the show, Fandango went down. Atom Tickets went down.
Yep.
Regal went down. Like, all the ticketing places went down because of so many people trying to pre-order tickets. So I happened to get in right away, but all of the seats were gone except for the handicap seats.
Right.
And I think that's what they're called. I hope I'm being correct. So I was like, okay, well, nobody's bought them. I'll buy them. So I bought them. And then so on Thursday night, I went and I realized that there's not actually a seat.
Well, it's for a wheelchair
It's
space.
for a wheelchair.
Oh my God.
So I'm like trying to figure out what happened to my seat. I'm like, there's no chair here. Where am I, like, missing it? What's going on? And then, so then I realized, oh, okay, it's for an actual wheelchair. Because I was thinking, oh, if somebody comes in with, like, a crutch or something, I'll give up my seat and figure it out. But yeah, there isn't even a seat there. So I had to sit on the floor for 3.5 hours. And
did you see, like, well? Like, were you craned
I
up?
did.
I feel like your neck would probably hurt after that.
I did, yeah. I mean, I ended up laying down because I was like, you know what? I'm going to make the most out of this. It's like being at home watching the movie.
You know those things that people bring to festivals? They're like the hammocks that, like, you fill up with air?
Yes.
You should have brought one of those and just, like, you know, obviously if you had known, you could have just really had, like, the whole 9 yards like you're at home. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean,
That's hilarious.
It was definitely an experience. I'd like to see it in a seat next time. But yeah, and the crowd was awesome.
Oh, I bet, especially opening night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, there was not one seat, and they were showing it. So there's 17 screens at that one. They were showing it on 14 screens every half hour.
Wow.
For 24 hours, which is insane. So they had 2 a.m. shows, 2:30 a.m. shows.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
a lot
nuts.
of places did that.
Yeah.
And I actually thought about it because I had work the next morning and I was like, ugh, if you see a movie at 3 o'clock in the morning, you are not going to sleep at all.
Right.
So maybe I shouldn't. So I did wait. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
And there were certain moments, like even in my theater, the guy next to me was hilarious. He was talking to himself. Or whoever he was with, but like I could hear him kind of, and he was making these comments, and they were so funny. Some of them kind of give stuff away, so I'm not gonna say what he said, but and then there's a moment it was like so stressful, like I had my hands like on my head because I was like panicking about whatever was gonna happen, and I saw him kind of like look at me and like laugh to himself. So we had this like nice little partnership going of like reactions, which was cool.
Right.
And then there's like, it's crazy. Like there's certain moments where obviously like everyone cheers.
Yeah.
Certain lines that characters say, and it's like, yeah, like you just get so excited. And then there were other moments you could hear no one, not even breathing. Like, it is just silence because some of these moments are so suspenseful that, like, no one wants to make a noise or move at all. And that's crazy. Like, just how responsive this audience is. And that's how you know it's a well-anticipated film.
Yeah, and that's what one of the things I loved so much about it is because people were clapping at the appearance of every character for the first time in the movie.
Yeah.
And so that was fun. And, you know, certain big moments people would clap or gasp or whatever. I mean, it was really a communal experience.
Right. And that's why I think it is what it is, because people have been waiting for this for so long and everybody knows about it. Like we said earlier, it's just this pop culture phenomenon and everyone can relate to it now.
Yeah.
So it's like a community when you go and sit and see something like that. And I feel the same way about when we saw Star Wars Episode 7.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because it's like you see the giant Star Wars on the screen for the first time. Yes, for the first time in however many years since Episode 3 came out. And you're like, yes. And then it's the same way. They start running the characters. And then, like, you know, Stan Lee has this cameo. He got to record it beforehand. Like, people react to that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's so monumental to our generation and all the generations existing right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it is absolutely awesome. And I mean, this has been 11, like you said, almost 12 years of my life. 22 movies.
Like 3,000 minutes, which is like 50 hours of movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's a lot of time invested and obviously it was all willing, you know, I did it willingly, but it's a big chunk of my life. You know what I mean?
And honestly,
all of my adult life has been a Marvel movie.
Right. And leaving and thinking about it. And you got to let something like that soak in, you know? So I remember texting you as soon as I got out. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I just need to let it soak. And I thought to myself, I cannot wait to rewatch every single one of these movies in order. Like, I'm willingly going to spend another 50 hours, which is over 2 days of my time to do this because... Like, there's so much. And, like, they brought back... It was very rewarding for loyal fans.
Yeah.
You know, they bring back all of these storylines. And you know, I'm not going to give anything away, but it really takes you back to these specific moments where you're like, oh, my gosh, like, I forgot that happened. Or, you know, this, that, and the other, whatever it may be. If you've seen all the movies, it is just, like, one constant ride of... like nostalgia and being rewarded for your loyalty almost.
Absolutely, yeah.
The movie is a loyalty program. The whole Avengers, yeah. You have your little swipe card. It's like a punch thing, you know, every movie you go to. Yeah.
But
that's the only way
is.
if you've not seen them all, like you can follow along if you've seen most of them, but I feel like if you've seen all of them, it is that much more important to you.
Absolutely.
It's that much more rewarding for you.
Yeah, I mean, and Kevin Feige, the producer, he's kind of the mastermind of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He really did an amazing job of moments that, you know, you thought were throwaway moments in a movie from 8 years ago.
Right.
Ended up, you know, with a payoff in Avengers Endgame. I mean, genius.
Yeah, and I do also appreciate kind of how they shed light on certain characters and their just personal growth. I thought that was a big, like, a lot of characters grow in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And, like, there are callbacks from the movie where you can obviously see, like, that person's just not the same person anymore.
Right.
And that's cool.
Yeah. I mean, they've grown with us, you know.
Right, yeah.
We've grown with them. How did it affect you emotionally?
Well, obviously there were a lot of moments where I was very sad.
Right.
There were a lot of moments where I was extremely excited, like these rewarding moments like we talked about. There's the one monumental moment where I feel like everyone in the theater was just like, yeah. You know what I mean? So there's just so many different emotions that run through you. And then you kind of get out of the theater and you're like, wow, like that's it. Like,
right.
It's over. Like, this giant chapter of this world is no longer going to be a part of my life anymore. That's crazy.
Right.
So
yeah. And yeah, I felt the same way. And at least it's not going to be a part of our lives in the way that it has been. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
What did you think about how they handled all the different threads?
I thought a lot of them were pretty good. I think we talked about this beforehand. It's so many different running storylines and there's so many characters that I think in order for them to be able to accurately handle them all, you kind of have to preface with, like, there's a little bit of story bending, I think.
Right.
Some of them tied together very beautifully in my mind, like Ant-Man. That was really cool to me, like seeing him kind of pick up where he left off in his side story in his movie, and just specific things like that. There's not enough time to, I think, shed enough light on all of the stories and all of the threads. But overall, I think they handled it pretty well. Yeah. I think it tied together nicely. I think we got a lot of things kind of resolved for us. There's a lot of people that come back and just kind of live out these moments that we were waiting for. So that's nice to me too.
Yeah. I feel the same way. You know, I think they did a really good job of, in a 3-hour movie, you know, putting these 50 characters or whatever. Everybody got their little time to shine. Yeah.
Some more than others, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, that's going to happen.
For sure. We're going to do a spoiler part. So if you have not seen this movie yet, skip ahead 15 minutes. So this is your final warning. If you have not seen Avengers Endgame yet,
fast
forward 15 minutes. Okay. So, spoiler time. Oh my God.
Okay. I think I've told you this before. I'm pretty critical when it comes to movies. When it comes to things like this, I tend to give movies the benefit of the doubt. Like, the whole time travel thing really made no sense to me because it just left me with a lot of questions. Like, how are they interacting with themselves? Captain America talks to his past self, and that doesn't do anything. Like, there are certain things that I just don't get. But I think they kind of told us that it wasn't going to make a lot of sense, and you just have to buy it when they were like, you know nothing about time travel, and, you know, everything you think you know is wrong.
Right, the Back to the Future. Yeah.
Fine. I'll just buy it. So that was a little bit interesting to me. But I'm just going to buy it. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about that situation. A lot of people online were talking about how they didn't like that. But what you going to do? You know, it's a fake universe.
Right.
They can pretty much do whatever they want.
Yeah. and in order to make this rewarding for us, I feel like they had to make things work somehow.
Right, exactly. I did really enjoy when, like, seeing these characters pop up in places they used to be, watch themselves, like when the Hulk watches himself, like, destroy that bad guy or whatever, and he's like, ugh, like, that's weird.
Yeah, and I loved how they took us back through pivotal moments of previous movies.
It's like, hey, remember when we did this?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're gonna watch it again because it was that awesome.
Right. Yeah. And like, but it was also from like a different point of view. You know, it was a little bit fresh. I mean, it was really, really genius. How they did that.
I did really like that. There were a few characters I wasn't sure I enjoyed as much. I thought the new Hulk was kind of weird.
Professor Hulk, yeah.
He was weird.
Yeah.
And he was like, Dab, or whatever. I was like, ugh. Like, I like that he found peace with himself. I think that's cool. I just wish I would have seen more, like, real Bruce.
Yeah.
I felt like he was a little bit out of character.
Yeah, so I read an interview with the writer that said, you know, because in Infinity War, it left Hulk with, he wasn't able to bring Hulk out.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yes.
And then in this one, we just see him as what the character in the comics is called Professor Hulk, where, or I mean, his nickname is Professor Hulk. So they said they actually did write the scene explaining that, but
it got cut out.
For time-wise, they cut it out, and then they thought that having Ant-Man say, did I miss something or whatever, like, kind of explained it for the audience, like, okay, so it's not just us. Like, they literally cut that part out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, I'm sure they'll come out with some sort of extended cut, or at least when the deleted scenes come out, I think it'll be even better.
Right.
And we had that conversation when I talked about how I did not like Batman versus Superman, and then I saw the extended version, and it was a little better.
Yeah.
This will just get more better. More better.
More
That's
better.
Nice. Yeah.
This will get more better.
I know. Where am I from? When we see an extended version, so that's cool. But I don't know. It was kind of weird. Like, he's such a timid character, and then, like, I mean, it's kind of like a Jekyll and Hyde type thing. So to see the two married is just not anything we're used to.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my problem with it. And stuff tends to grow on me. So maybe if I see it a couple more times, I'll feel better about it.
Black Widow.
Oh my God. I wasn't expecting that.
Neither was I.
Until I saw them go up there, and I was like, I didn't even think about, like, they talked about the Soul Stone and all that stuff, and I was just like, well, one of them is going to die. And then the whole battle to save each other's lives, like that was just so beautiful. And I think that they have just this great relationship from being these S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. And like, it was very nice. And the cinematography, I mean, she's in the same pose that Gamora was in when she got thrown off. And like the music, the way that the sky kind of opened up, like it was very beautifully done.
It was.
Somehow, and this is probably just because like Gamora is an alien. So when she was like, down there dead, like she doesn't bleed red, but you saw like all of Black Widow, her real blood, and that made it feel so much more real.
Yeah.
And it didn't even dawn on me that she wasn't gonna come back, because
I know. I was like, no, she can't die.
like I thought, well, they honestly took this in a different way. Like I thought they were going to use the stones to just go back in time and like rehab the fight.
So did I.
I did not expect them to continue to be this 5 years in the future.
Right.
So that's why I didn't think I was like, oh, that sucks. She'll come back. And then they explained that she's not coming back. And it was like, oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like that was so weird to me. And I'm just surprised that they took it in this direction. It was a very good direction, but just everyone is just back, and it's been 5 years, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then Iron Man.
Oh my gosh.
He has been
I know.
like the centerpiece of the whole Avengers franchise for 11 years.
Yeah, I know. And I think Pepper Potts said it the best when she was like, you know, we're all okay and you can rest now. Because this has been tormenting him for so long.
I
like,
was dying.
if you remember, I know, it was so sad. And he's my favorite. Like, I love him so much.
And what's he say? I love you 3,000 or
Yes,
whatever.
I was like, I'm going to die.
Yeah.
This is where I die. I'm never leaving this theater. I'm just going to sit here and cry the whole time. But like, even if you remember back in Age of Ultron, and he's having these visions, and you see Cap with the broken shield and all that stuff, like that's not even his vision of Infinity War. It is all of this, and just he has been so tortured, and this has been weighing on him for so long, and just, you know, he did all of this to get these people back, and then he's got these specific, like Peter Parker, the people that he cannot stop thinking about, like what could he have done differently, and that's just his character. And I also think it's funny because in Civil War, if you remember this, when Steve and Tony are fighting, and by the way, I'm so glad they finally made up. Like
I know,
officially,
I know.
I was like, this needs to be resolved. You guys are both the best. They have this conversation, and Steve says something to Tony like, you're not the type for sacrifice or whatever.
Yes.
And like just that type of development is so cool to me.
Yeah. I totally forgot about that till you just said that.
That's why I want to rewatch everything,
Yeah.
because I think about these little small moments, like that at the end at his funeral, and they panned over to that kid.
Yeah.
I was like, who's that?
From Iron Man 3 or whatever.
And then my friend actually was like, that's the kid from Iron Man 3 that blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I would have never picked that up.
Same actor and everything. Like, that's
I know.
insane.
It's so, like just the thought process behind all of this. And I have seen some negative reviews like, oh, you know, this character or that character or small little details. And I'm like, but to be honest,
Yeah.
who could have done this better?
Yeah.
There are so many intricate moving parts in this world. I mean, it's a lot to handle. And there's a lot of characters.
There really is. And no other company has ever been able to do this.
No, I mean, Batman versus or DC, they can't even like string together. I'm not even going to go there. We've already gone there. Go back to that episode. Anyway.
Yes.
So to me, I think it was very rewarding. A couple of things, like I said, I wasn't too thrilled with. I didn't really like the way they handled Cap. We talked about that. I thought that was weird. I don't know. Just to me, it seems very out of character. I know that he's in love with her, and you know he would have wanted to live his life with her, but I just can't imagine him leaving his team like that, especially after Tony and Natasha are gone.
Yeah.
That makes no sense to me. Of course, his contract is up, and they need to set up for a new Captain America.
Yeah.
So I get that part, and I'm very excited for it to be Falcon. I knew it would be between Falcon and Bucky, but it still just doesn't seem like Cap to me.
Yeah, like something he would do.
Yeah. So that was like my biggest probably gripe with the movie. A lot of people were really, really mad because Nebula didn't say anything to Clint or Natasha about the Soul Stone. And I think, like, why didn't she tell them that, like, one of them's going to have to die?
Oh.
And I was like, well, I don't even know if she knows that.
Right.
All she knows is that Thanos killed Gamora.
Right.
I don't know if she actually knows that. People were really upset about that on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not sure if she knows. Either that or she knows that someone's going to have to do it in order to
reverse.
And like their whole thing was whatever it takes.
Right.
So to me, it was like, well, she doesn't love any of these people. She can't do it. You know, like you need two people that love each other out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which sucks.
She's my least favorite character, by the way, Nebula.
I kind of wish the redemption arc wouldn't have been her and was Loki.
Right,
I really miss him. And I'm mad that he was like, we'll see each other again, or the sun will shine on us again. And then he wasn't ever. Like, because Loki's the trickster, you know? So when he died in the last one, I was like, that's not real.
Right.
That's my problem with these movies, is every single time someone dies, I'm like, they're going to come back.
Right.
That's not real. It's fine. No big deal.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Right. I know. Well, fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yeah. And, you know, I'm excited for the future. So it's obvious that they've set up for new team of Avengers with Black Panther and Doctor Strange and, you know, Captain Marvel and all. But Disney Plus, which I'm really looking forward to, they have a Vision and Scarlet Witch show coming with the original actors. They have a Loki show.
Okay, I love Loki. He's not a good person, but I still can't help it.
Yeah, I do too. And I think the synopsis of the show is going to be him throughout time as like a trickster in different historical scenarios, and it is Tom Hiddleston, thank you. So that's really cool. So, and what are the other shows? Bucky and Winter Soldier.
Yep.
And I mean
Captain America and Winter Soldier, right?
Not Captain America.
Falcon
and Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Which I guess who will be Captain America. But so we're gonna get to see them at
Inside
least in
stories.
some point of their lives.
Which is, I guess, what I really want. You can't fit all of this in one cinematic film.
Right.
So that makes sense. I did want to say, side note, Scarlet Witch almost single-handedly killed Thanos.
She was awesome.
She's amazing. And when he was like, I don't even know who you are, she was like, you're going to find out.
Yeah, that
and then
was awesome.
When Spider-Man has the gauntlet and every woman in the entire MCU was like,
cool.
We got to protect the kid.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
I really like Captain Marvel.
So do I.
Heard that she filmed in Endgame before she filmed her own movie, and I can kind of tell. I feel like she was kind of cold in this movie, and in her movie, she started out way colder than she wound up being.
Right.
So I kind of wish we would have gotten a little more personality from her.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, oh, you think that this doesn't happen in every other universe I'm taking care of? Like, okay, but like this is seriously kind of important to everybody in the audience. So just let it, come back. So, she's like just so powerful. And when Thanos tried to headbutt her and she's like, okay, I'm not even going to flinch. I was like, yes.
And I was also glad that they didn't make her I forget the story, what they call a story that does that, but Ex Deus Machina or whatever.
Ex something Machina.
Yeah,
and they come in and like save the day, and it's like, okay, there's the whole story.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm
glad
really
that
glad
they
didn't do that
too.
I think it was more rewarding, although extremely devastating, to have one of the original Avengers make this sacrifice. And I mean, there's no other way for it to be as impactful to everyone in the audience and in the MCU. So
right. Yeah.
That sucks. But, at least he got a good ending.
Yeah.
At least he died happy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then finally, the future. They're coming out with the Black Widow movie, which obviously will take place in the past.
Yeah, I'm just still holding on to the fact that she's alive somehow. I know she's not, but
I know. That would be awesome. I do love her. I did not think that she was going to die.
I really didn't either until they got up there and I was like, oh my God. But again, I didn't think that they would stay dead. I thought they were going to go back in time and everything would be fine. Yeah. And I'm thinking like, well, geez, just go all the way back in time, get Loki back, get Quicksilver back while you're at it. Let's just go all the way back to Age of Ultron. We're good. Everything's fine. And we'll just kill him when we have the chance.
And then Thor is now going to be part of Guardians of the Galaxy,
which I really like.
It's perfect.
I think this mission will be them trying to find Gamora.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my friend that I went with was like, I don't understand what happened to her. And I'm like, well, this isn't this universe Gamora. Like, this Gamora hasn't even met the Guardians yet.
Right.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you in this universe is dead. Your dad threw you off a cliff and you're in a relationship with this guy.
Right.
And she was probably like, I can't. And she probably like went off on her own. And you saw at the end when he's tracking her.
Yeah.
And I think that's That's why.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yes, I loved Guardians
So
2.
do I.
And I mean, both of them were really good. I wasn't expecting to love Guardians 2 as much as I did.
I cried.
It was beautiful. Like, the whole story behind his family and stuff was just, like, I really, really liked it. And I like when you have these, like, kind of jokester characters. Like, the whole Guardians thing is, like, the funnier, lighthearted.
Yeah.
And then you have these, like, really serious moments. And that's what Marvel does great. Like, they make you pay attention when you need to, and they make you laugh when you need to.
Right.
And I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, we're also going to get a Black Panther 2, a Doctor Strange 2, and then I'm curious where they go from there with now having X-Men and Fantastic Four in the fold.
I know. I saw the Fantastic Four, and I was like, please, can someone just do this movie right?
Yeah.
And I mean, I trust them to do it.
Absolutely.
Because the last two, weren't the best.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So, all right. Well, that is our
spoiler time over.
Spoiler time over. Do we have anything else to say non-spoilery about Avengers?
I think it's, regardless of what critics say or super fans say, I think it's well worth the ride. And it did not feel like 3 hours to me.
No.
Also, I did not get up once.
Me either.
Woo!
Yeah.
Well, you were laying out on the floor.
Yeah.
You were good.
Yeah, somebody got up to pee, and I was like, or I don't know what they were doing, I assumed to pee, and I was like, what are you doing? Like, thinking to myself, like, what are you doing? You're going to miss it. You know
It's
what I
funny.
mean?
Before I went and saw it, Kat, who works here, she was like, do you know when to go to the bathroom if you need to? And I was like, what? And she was like, there's a scene where Tony Stark and someone else are talking, and that you're not going to miss anything. And it was even funnier because the kids behind me, I think, were related to the guy that was next to me. And they got up and like a huge thing happened. Like this, like one of the biggest things in the movie. And they were gone for like 3 minutes and they came back and he was like, you just missed. And it was like a really big, and they were like, what? Like, it was so funny. They were so mad. I'm like, that's why you don't get up.
Exactly.
This movie was like nonstop the whole time.
It
so
was.
like, you cannot move.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to miss something.
Yeah. And, I waited 11 years. I can wait 3 hours to not
I'm
pee.
good.
You know
good.
what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Courtney. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at On Air Courtney.
And you can find me at KMac Music on Instagram and Twitter, Real Kyle McMahon on Facebook. And of course, subscribe to the show and review us. It really, really does help, and you're making it grow every single week. The show is at Pop Culture Pod CA on Twitter and Pop Culture Weekly on Facebook. We love you. We will see you next week. We want to know what you think. Do you hate us? Do you love us? Did you love the show? Do you love Avengers? Whatever it is, we want to hear it.
You're listening to Pop Culture Weekly with Kyle McMahon, presented by 92.9 Tom FM, an iHeart radio station.
I was like, what am I listening for? I really didn't know what was happening. I thought the music was just really low and I couldn't hear it. And you were like staring at me and I was like, am I supposed to say something?